This is an official presentation of Sport Fishing Championship.
Hope you've got your popcorn. It's time to get ready for the final day, Championship Sunday, the first one of the 2026 season. It's the Key West Classic, presented by Salty Dogs from Key West, Florida. They have a 50-mile radius they are dealing with. They took off this morning before sunrise, but it is a beautiful day. It's a much calmer day on this third and final day, but they take off in search for billfish. Sailfish have been on the menu the first couple of days. Will there be a blue in the spread? They are worth 450 points compared to the 75 for the sails. That would be a massive mover. World Sailfish Champion Peter Miller. No championships to my credit. Robbie Boyd, you like how I did that? Between the two of us, we've got 3, Petey.
I tell you, Robbie, and that's a whole lot. You should have been all the other tournaments we're at, down at Chica Lodge, down at Palm Beach. You know, we've got a lot of fun. You got to jump in with us one of these days.
I know.
So when you're in Key West, we're seeing very, very calm conditions. It's day 3 of the tournament of the Key West Classic. And, everybody's caught fish. That's a good thing. Not a lot of fish, but they're digging them out. And the ones that are going to rise to the top are the ones that dig harder, have the freshest bait, and have all eyes on the lookout for free jumpers. You want to fish those areas that you know are going to hold fish, maybe a wreck, but you've got to make it happen. You got to dig them out.
You're hoping to be strong throughout. Again, this is the first time we've ever had the Atlantic and the Gulf fishing at the same time. We've been on different coasts before, but they are both in the same tournament at the same time. They will be scored separately. We'll find out who the overall champion is first. But let's take a look at the Gulf Division. This is the team who's not only been leading the overall, they're leading the Gulf. Third Coast Renegades, the team that took the Gulf title last year.
You've got Garrett Frazier there on the rod. That's a 75-point fish right there. That's on the kite. You see the slim cork there. Light wind days require light profiles. There's that 75 right there on the long arm, and that is a beautiful way to start the day.
Good job by them. The Louisiana Canyon's not too far behind as well, sitting second in the Gulf Division, 225 points. Again, this point total is added up because of the sailfish being caught, and Jacelyn with one here.
As we all know, there's that cork coming right to the tip. You see how fast she went. She could have got tip wrapped. That fish sprung out of the water like pushing a cork underwater and flew out. She got that cork right to the tip. And that was a 75-pointer right there. But just for good measure, you want to get that leader just for fun. You got JP hanging over the gunnel there with long arm of the log getting that fish. Light work for Jacelyn, but exciting nonetheless.
High fives all around looking at the Gulf standings coming into this third and final day. Everybody does have fish, as you mentioned, but even if you have 75, like the Mississippi Blues or the Gulf Coast Cowboys, a couple of fish will jump you into third place, and that's big because we add these points throughout the season, and then we will have our top 2 move on to the Zangray Championship playoffs. Just like Lights Out Boston did last year, they took that Atlantic title, looking to do it again here, Peter.
Kyle Paparelli, he got the word from Ray Rocher. Ray said it's coming down the side of the boat. We got a Taylor, throw a bait. He threw a bait on the starboard side, ran up to the bow. It came down the port side, wound up hooking up, and he is like a spider monkey. He works that bow of that boat on that giant Viking like a champ. You got to be really nimble, and that's the leader right there. There's no cork. That's a spinner, so you're only going to see a knot there. And I got the release.
Lights Out Boston tied with 375 points with the Renegades for the overall. The team that's in second here in the ATL, the team that battled with Boston throughout the season, New Jersey Seabirds, not too far behind.
That's right, straight out of the gym, right to the cockpit. They've got that fish going ballistic in those little swells, and they're catching fish. They got the corks you see. They're kite fishing. I just saw a cork there with extra weights on it. Shows you the wind right there, 75 points to the tip and in the hand.
Seabirds.
And we've also got a tag going. Look at that. Doing a little something for conservation with the Billfish Foundation.
Get to see where that fish moves around and check out its moving patterns as well. Seabirds with 2 and 2. That adds up to 4 total fish, and thus their 300 points. Though more fish being caught by the Atlantic. We'll talk about those numbers here in just a minute. But you can see big movers on this third and final day. Again, it's about collecting points throughout the season. And whether you're a Gulf or an Atlantic team, you have your respective points, Peter. And one thing with these teams is, with it being the first event of the season, sometimes there are mechanical issues with that. Let's bring in the third member of our team, Rudy Tamarcio, who's on site there in Key West. And inevitably, Peter and I talk about inevitably, some of these sea trials don't go the way you wanted. It's not 1, 2, or 3 that may be having problems this week.
Yeah, sometimes things go south, so good thing we're in the southernmost point of the continental United States. Things go wrong, but it's only going wrong so far mechanically. They're still doing pretty well on the leaderboard. Some breaking news from earlier today, New Jersey Seabirds starting the day in second place. They experienced steering failure. They lost steering. Captain Blaine Birch now is operating off of the throttles only. Probably explains a little bit of some of their struggles that they're having with today. Also, your defending Atlantic champions, Lights Out Boston. They've been out steering the entire tournament. They lost it pre-fishing coming into this week. That boat had a long journey because it came all the way from Cabo San Lucas and the Pacific Coast over there off of Baja California. It had been out of the country since the Zane Grade Championship playoffs back in October of last year. Things happen, and sometimes it happens when you don't want them to, which is the middle of a tournament.
Well said, Rudy. You know, these boats have definitely been put through their paces, as well as the teams, the owners, you name it. So it boils down to, here we are, the third day. And I talked to Robbie earlier about, sometimes that third day people have run out of bait or they don't have their best baits left. And you're buying bait from somebody you don't know down there. So I always remember, we brought so much bait that we had a specific pen in the water with our third day baits, and that made all the difference, the freshest of the fresh. Are guys buying bait down there, or are people catching them, or are people running out of bait?
So it's interesting that you say that, because one thing that we've noticed, I haven't seen any bait guys really come through as of late. I've seen them just keeping it in their bait pens. They've had plenty to go through. They've been loading them every single day. So looks like everyone came prepared with a wide variety of a menu for a number of bait fish to use throughout this. And also for some of the strategic changes that happened, some of them probably pawned off their bait to other angling clubs. So clubs like Texas Lone Stars, Rhode Island Breakers, North Carolina Flare. By the way, happy birthday, Braxton Cullens, their junior angler. It's his birthday today out there on the water. Those three probably pawned off their bait to everyone else that's sticking with the kites.
Great job, Rudy, on
Good
the
stuff,
scoop
Rudy.
there. And those pins he's talking about, it's not in the live wells on the boat. It's out there around, and they get them each day. Rudy, I want to ask you, though, this is, although it's not a Gulf or an Atlantic stop, it's more like an Atlantic stop where they're going to be back and forth each night. What have the attitudes been like? Some of those teams that necessarily didn't catch them as well on day one picked it up on day two. There's a lot of teams, honestly, a ton of teams that can still win this that might not have the fish on day 1 or 2.
Lots of optimism. I know they come out a little frustrated. You see guys like, your defending champs, Texas Lone Stars, put up a goose egg day one, decide to switch their strategy up real quick, but all smiles, catching up with Spencer Johnson. He said, tranquilo. They love using Spanish out there. So he said they're going to be tranquilo with their Lexus style off of Padre Island. Then you got guys like, North Carolina Flare. Same thing, change of strategy, but they're all marking fish. They're seeing blues out there. This can't get them to rise up. So as much as it's frustrating for them, it's also a lot of optimism because they know that one fish, you guys have been talking about it all weekend, that 450 points for a blue, you can be at the bottom of the leaderboard, you're right up at the top in no time.
Thanks a lot, Rudy Tamarcio. We'll check back with him a little bit later. Now let's move it over to our other set. We've got another big board with a lot of information to talk about, brought to you by Brightwell. The conditions, they change, and they've changed from day 1 to day 2 to day 3. With more, here's Chloe Turner.
Thanks, Robbie. It's another beautiful day in Key West with partly cloudy skies and temperatures climbing from the upper 70s into the low 80s. In sail fishing, it all starts with the wind. That 15 to 25 knot range is where these teams can really get those kites working. If the wind drops, teams will switch over to helium balloons to keep those baits up on the water, just like we saw yesterday. So let's see what's in store for this final day of the tournament. Now, as we look at our live wind map closer to Key West, we're seeing lighter winds generally ranging from about the 3 to 8 knots. So that is way below the ideal window for kite fishing. And early this morning, I spoke with Rudy, and he said that this is the calmest day yet offshore. And Sarah, our official Gulf coordinator, said it looks like these angling clubs are sticking with the same strategies as yesterday, using those helium balloons to keep that bait up. Now, as we move more towards Sand Keys, the winds are set to stay around a steady 8 knots throughout the day. So although there might be a slight advantage to going offshore, it looks like these teams are set to fully rely on helium for Championship Sunday. Now, as we move on to another important element for our captains to look at, tide is another major factor that these teams are going to be watching closely. So we saw a high tide at 11:22 this morning at just over 2 feet, and we're anticipating a low tide at 6:20 this evening, dropping below zero. With it being the final day of the Key West Classic, it'll be interesting to see which teams can hold their position at the top of the leaderboard and which ones are going to start to slide as these conditions continue to shift. Back to you, Robbie.
Thanks a lot, Chloe Brightwell, bringing you that conditions report, and you can see much, much calmer out a lot of those pics. You're seeing movement in the upper right, but look at some of those left pictures there. Calm as can be.
North Carolina flare you see there in this lower center there. I mean, it is slick.
Now, that's tough.
Lake.
Tough times, right? Oftentimes when you have high pressure, calm conditions, water's not moving, I might be able to see a little disturbance a little bit better, but will the fish bite? Let's hope so. We'll find out here in just a bit. The Key West Classic is presented by Salty Dogs, our presenting sponsor this week. By Citizen, official timing partner of SFC. By Hook, official jersey and performance apparel partner of SFC. And by Nature Conservancy, conserving the land and waters on which all life depends. I depend on one man each and every time we sit on this set because he always has those RE/MAX keys to success. Let's make our move to the big board. Peter Miller, what you got today for day 3?
Thank you, Roboito. This is the keys to success, and it's very important. You know, here we are on day 3, and you've got to use everything you've ever learned when it comes to sail fishing because the conditions change all the time. First one I want to talk about is fish next to structure. When you're fishing a wreck, we always term a sailfish that's going to be around there as a groundskeeper. They're always there taking care of the lawn. They're there eating baits because it's like an oasis. You know, you're going from nothing to everything. So try to fish those wrecks if you can't find any fish. Sight fishing, cruising up and down the edge or looking for free jumpers. Free jumpers on a day like today when it's slick calm are so important to find. We talk about little flyer getting pushed up. When you see one flyer get up like that and it just coasts, a lot of times it's a sailfish under it. If it's a giant spray of flyers, that's kingfish, mahi, tunas because they can catch them. Sailfish cannot catch flying fish. So when you see them fly and land, they feel really cool. They're safe. Could be a sailfish. Then we have the sonar and the sounders. You want to find fish or you want to find the bait. So you have your sonars. If you're cruising up and down the edge, you can see fish on your sonar. And you also want to be able to actually mark bait. If you can mark bait, mark fish, you can stop on that bait, drop a strip teaser down into it with a weight, 50, 60 feet deep. You might see a giant ball of bait, drop it down there, bring it back up with the electric, drop it down there, and you're basically prospecting. Then you want to drop a bait in the water with a little rubber core sinker and try to get it in there. You may even mark the fish on the sonar while you're marking the bait ball. So good luck out there. Try these things, and you may just take it to the hole, as they say.
It's a success. Peter Miller giving you the scoop, and I'm loving it. Again, where there's bait, typically there's fish. And he told you how to do all of the above. You have Gulf Division right now working our way through on day 2, the second of 3 days. You had Third Coast Renegades, Louisiana Canyons, and Texas Lone Stars, your top 3. But only a couple of fish can make a big difference on this third and final day. Let's make a move earlier today. Louisiana Canyons, speaking of day 3, about 12:15.
Yes.
This afternoon, they spotted one. They hooked up with one. Jason Berthlot on the rod and reel.
Robbie, you know what this tells us? It tells us all the spinners are stowed. You see the hooks on the handles, and you've only got one rod out. That means they cast it to a fish that they saw. Most likely a free jumper or something tailing or a dorsal popping out, but they definitely sight casted this fish, and they're hooked up on their spinner, and they're backing up trying to get that fish. You know, you're not going to see a cork. You're only going to see leader to line. It's a very small knot, and if you're using 20-pound and you're using 25-pound fluoro leader, you're not even going to be able to see that connection. There it is, right in the tip.
Right, that's what makes it so special. It's almost invisible underwater. And Toby Berthelot, the cameraman, her dad, who will also be the captain of the vessel throughout the main portion of this season. Now, they're running on the remix. That's Remix 2, which would be part of JC's crew week in, week out.
And you see the fish kind of just coasting away. You know, the drag's setting away, obviously, that the fish is going to go, it's going to be moving with that 3 pounds, 4 pounds of drag on that, a light setup right there. Nice soft tip on the rod, but it looks like that leader just keeps touching the guide and rolling through that tip. And that is the key. And, you know, it's really important to have a camera like that, a 360, to be able to see that. When you're going 20-pound mainline to 25-pound leader, it's very tough to see. But you see how close the fish is. I mean, Toby's camera doesn't allow you to see. It's kind of like objects in your mirror closer than they appear.
Yeah. Look at how good
that one's a lot closer than it appears. It's right there.
Looks
it's on the leader.
So good underwater. And we don't want to thank Toby. He didn't have to do it quite the way he's doing it. But it's almost like our director, Ryan, is sitting there saying, all right, I need a good shot from the outside. Watch her reeling, get me underwater. Let me see that fish.
Let me tell you, Robbie, I've been fishing a long time and watching a lot of stuff. This is some of the coolest imagery I've seen, you know, being able to see the fish underwater and then the back of the transom like that. I mean, that is just beautiful stuff. And then she's already got the leader in through the tip, and then as a legal catch, it's it right out.
Well, we did see the bait right there, and you have that leader of a certain length. She doesn't know that she got the leader or not, but that's a big question. Did she
I had it
or
right
didn't
there.
she?
We got it. All right, we just released the sailfish. That was a pretty close one, but we got the tip in got the leader in the tip of the rod, so that's all that matters. Got the catch, got one on the board for day 3. Let's go.
And if it wasn't for that camera capturing that, you may have never seen that. But the fish was that close, so it made sense that it's right there, but they captured it, and that's really important.
And so there's 2 ways to be that qualifying catch. You either touch that leader or the leader has to make it to the rod tip. And watch this. Look at the difference of a line. You'll see a little bit of it. Oh, back up. You don't see it yet. You don't see it. Now I can see it. Right there.
Yep, it went in and out a few times. And you watch JP's body language. You know, that camera makes everything look like much further away, but you can see JP, you know, getting ready to grab leader, but the fish is still pulling a little drag. She's winding on it. So the fact that Toby can get that camera in the water and see the fish right there, just kind of paddling away a little bit, not doing much, but dorsal up and moving.
Well, what does the rearview mirror say? The images are larger?
Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah, that's the case there. And we did see the bait, so it made things look a little bit different. But yeah, that leader did make it to the end of the line there. And we haven't even talked about that. You know, some of our new rules changes. You could have a live protest. Somebody else watches that and say, no, she didn't. Well, you had 10 minutes to make that call. And everything is all good. Lynette looked at it and said she's approved that for the IGFTO. We're getting things moving. We're having a lot of movers and shakers on this final day. To fish like the pros, you got to look like the pros. Visit the SFC shop today to represent your favorite angling clubs all year long. Shop.sportfishingchampionship.com. Click on that QR code. Get you one of them No Rivals hat. Look good. I got to get one. You know, if I'm not fishing, I'm playing golf, but almost 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a hat every day.
Never have too many hats, right?
No, I've got my Uncharted Waters one at home I wear quite often as well when I travel. Looking at the Gulf Division, see some moving. Also see Gulf Coast Cowboys. I'm hearing, Peter.
I'm hearing some screaming.
I hear we've got a catch alert. Gulf Coast Cowboys, upper left of your screen there. Let's zoom in tighter, see what they've got.
Yes, hold that long, hold that left long.
All right, it's a dread strip teaser.
That's a squid chain. The green squid chain.
This is a team that had been running, you know, looking for blues.
Waiting for the bite here. He's getting ready. Bringing it up to match what they're doing. Get it alongside the dredge or teaser. Get ready for the drop.
See, this is a trolling group, not a sailing. Ooh, what was that?
That's interesting.
I saw a lot of little body in that.
It was, you know, a sailfish can look like that easily, you know, just the front part. But we'd like to see this fish take to the air so we can get a better look.
Could this be our first non-sailfish, or is it? We definitely saw a billfish.
Come on, baby.
Just ate right there. Came off. Try again.
Shake it.
I'll just fade back and try to eat another one if they miss the one at the transom. The guy in the back always has another shot.
This is Brian Kelly's team.
He get bit right there. He's dropping. Snapped it out, dropping. That fish ate it. He's going away, getting ready to push the drag up when he feels right.
My buddy's saying, I got your back.
He's tight.
Oh, 360, get out.
Here you go, Jay.
Wow. How about that sigh of relief for that team?
Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Go, Jordan.
Come on, Jay.
Do you need a, got it?
Gulf Coast Cowboys with no fish on the second day after catching a single on day one with Brian Kelly.
Come on, baby. Still going out. Yeah.
Wow. That seems.
Let's go.
The fact that it's still going out, Robbie, I know they're in forward there, probably going, you know, trying to keep the baits out, get everything, you know, they can't back up so everything's in, but interesting. I find it very interesting.
Just look, and we question, are we going to see a non-sailfish? If it's a white, it's 25 more points than a white, so you would trump those other two fish teams. This could be big if it's a non-sailfish.
Sure will be big if it is.
And if it's a
nice
blue,
to see.
they go from the bottom to the top.
Up in the head. Yes.
The tension right now, not only on the line, but on everyone in the cockpit and the captain.
Right.
Oof. It's palpable.
Not all teams are flying kites searching for those sails. Some teams are trolling looking for blues, and if they run into sailfish, perfect. But these are teams looking for blues. If this is a blue, it's 450 points. Our top team right now, Lights Out, only has 450 points. They would go from last to first, if it were.
Ready when you are.
This is a case where you want to keep everything the same. You don't want to go slack. You don't want to pump up too hard. You just want to keep it winding. You know, everyone's pressured up, including me talking about it. I feel like I'm right there. You know, you don't want to do anything aggressive. You just want to go after it, just like they're doing. Perfect procedure.
And even if this is a sailfish, that would put it in a tie for third. They would lose on that tie.
You're going to see it right now. There it is.
Skinny. It's a
He
white.
said it was a white.
It looks a lot like a white.
Well, you can tell in a second here if we get one more good jump where we can see some pecs. And
It looks like a long and skinny, doesn't it?
It's a little thicker than a sail. That's what I'm seeing. First thing I can see. I can't tell the dorsal. I can't tell the pecs. But it looks a little fatter and a little broader in the shoulders. I wouldn't be
popping that off. I would not be popping that off until I 1,000% knew. It looked a lot like it, but we never saw that dorsal.
We don't ever count the Cowboys out. We still got a chance.
Choo-choo train is coming.
The net's going to be busy, Peter.
Here we go.
Look at this instant replay. Let's see. That?
Hey,
Don't know.
on to the next, baby. Let's keep it going.
I saw the pecs to the side.
They have much bigger pecs than the sail. Usually lit up. Yeah, it's pretty, you know, they turn very white, you know, like when they're jumping like that, unlike the sailfish.
Long and slender like that. It did look, that's our first.
We just got a confirmation from Lynette.
That is our first white of the year, and that is a big tiebreaker.
Marlin.
So, look at that. So the Gulf Coast Cowboys add 100 points, not 75. That is huge. And we have a sail. We have a white. They are one fish away from getting a slam, and that is a 200-point bonus, and they are looking for blue marlin. You told me you didn't think you would see any whites. You told me that at the start of this week.
I've never caught one down there.
We just saw a white. Will we have our first slam, our first 200-point bonus, and see the Gulf Coast Cowboys as they make a move from the bottom of the Gulf, now in a tie for second place? Discover heart-racing adventures, breathtaking views, and one-of-a-kind experiences that can only be found through the SFC experience on Guidesley and Guidesley Pro. Go to Guidesley.com to find your next outdoor adventure experience. I'm wanting to go down to Key West. I'm wanting to go to Guidesley. I want to hook up with Salty Dogs. I want to do a lot of things, Peter, but we are here watching the best of the Atlantic and the best of the Gulf go at it. Looks like a Mylar balloon there on the bottom left. These teams are in search for predominantly sailfish. We just saw our first white marlin of the tournament. We have already heard reports that there are blue marlin being spotted, but they haven't been able to raise or hook up with any of those. So a 3-fish variety they have to choose from.
You know, and when you talk about those things, you realize watching these teams that you need backups or your backups or your backups. It's like you refreshing your line on your reels.
True.
You're using, the helium and the baits. You need a little bit of everything every day to replenish the boat. And here we have lights out earlier today.
It's about a 12 o'clock hour. The team who was leading coming into this final day, leading that Atlantic division, had a 75-point advantage, which is 1 fish. And this would put them further in front. That's why you saw that 450-point total on the screen earlier.
And you see Rob winding on a conventional reel, which means he's kite fishing. You still see the corks coming in. They obviously have enough to fly the kites with their helium and the little bit of wind and bumping in and out of gear, or using the trolling valves, which is kind of stealthy and just slow rolls the boat. And, again, it's the key to success. Be able to try every single method. And you see a free jumper, wind it all in and go. You've got to cast on those fish. I know 2 of the boats already caught them on free jumpers. There's probably more, but 2 of them were caught on free jumpers. And we always talk about it. Free jumper could mean another 3 to 5 fish under that fish. So if you get in front of them, you have a chance at winning this tournament. It just takes one squad or pod of sailfish.
Or gaggle or mess of fish. But you're seeing Rob Carmichael actually fishing. Typically, he would be the captain of this vessel, but your good buddy Ray Rocher is actually up top taking over the helm.
You got it right there. The tip, already tipped it, but tipped it again. And now grab the leader for good measure. Got the GoPro.
There we go.
Let's go! 5 points.
Yeah, boy!
Nice long and skinny by the crew there. Nice job by Rob.
Nice work, Ray. There we go. All
right, let's go. Let's go. Slow day, but we just popped one. We got to stay after it.
Nice work, squad.
See the kite going back out, ready for business.
Yeah, got a re-rack, restack, wanting to win that Citizen Trophy. Again, 2 trophies being passed out this week. Typically, we're only talking about 6 or 7 boats. There's 7 teams fishing on the Atlantic Division. There's 6 on the Gulf.
You see lights out running. They're going to a new spot. They want to find some fresh water. Sometimes you get stuck in these eddies and you wind up fishing that same body of water, and you're not getting bites. You just got to change it up. South Florida sails up there in the right-hand corner, glass calm. Those are tough conditions. That's when you want to downsize. You want to go down to that 20-pound leader even, and it's tough. And then maybe you're on the Seabirds and you're taking a little jacuzzi. That's something you can do on a hot day like that, and it's important to have a giant bait well to be able to get in there and take a swim, do a couple laps. Hey, waiter, what's that in my soup?
Of the Atlantic Division, South Carolina Outcast, looking for more fish, ready to turn it on this 3rd and final day. We caught up with their captain just a moment ago.
We're out here on the final day of the Sport Fishing Championship in Key West. It's been pretty slow today. It's a really calm day, no wind. We've caught 2 sailfish so far. We're looking for hopefully another 1 or 2. I think we're in like 4th or 5th place right now, tied with a couple boats. But during the catch, which was on Thursday, we caught 6 sailfish and 1. The beginning of this second tournament, first day we didn't catch anything. Second day, which was yesterday, Saturday, we had 3, which we caught late yesterday afternoon, all within about an hour. So we're hoping today we'll have a good hour where we see a couple more, and maybe we can jump into first.
He moved up through the tournament from nothing to something to a strong second day already, looking for more. And again, this was earlier today, and no, he wasn't in 4th or 5th. He's up around that 3rd place mark right now, so it happens in a hurry.
That's Steven there, another kite set up. They got that bite off the kite. You can see that time frame where there's a little ripple on the water, and that basically shows you there's enough wind to fly the kite. And, you know, they're ready. You see the spinner there. They're going to move that out of the way, I'm sure, in a second. But the key is to get these fish to the boat, and sometimes these fish will attract other sailfish that want to feed. And that's really the goal. Sometimes it happens so quickly, the other fish move on. The other sailfish that were with that fish, they go really fast because you get the release real quick and they disappear. But when you have them on for a while, they'll bring the other fish with them, and sometimes you can make magic happen. Maybe get a double.
It's feeling really good for this team because, again, starting off with a struggle bus on day 1 with nothing, and then catching stuff on day 2 and then 3, and we will see back-to-back catches from Steven here. Put them in a scenario where they could still take the title here. They did that last year at the first stop. People were all looking at remix. That didn't happen. It was South Carolina Outcast. Can they go back-to-back and do it?
And this is the perfect boat to do what they're doing. On a calm day like this, grabbing that leader for 75 points, being able to fish up in the bow, it's the way to go. It's a very big difference from what they're used to fishing, but, you know, it makes it so much easier to do what they're doing on a calm day.
So you see Steven there saying, okay, got to get back to work, going back to the...
Robbie, right after this at 12:29, they're on again. It looks like it is another conventional setup.
I don't know.
Another kite bait. So while they were fighting that fish, you know, there's other fish milling around, and another one came through. So to me, Robbie, when I see this, if I knew that it would sound like a double on the radio, but if I knew it was 1 and 1, that's something I would want to investigate, and I would want to kind of find out where they were, because if there's no bite going on and one boat catches one and 30 minutes later they catch another one, they're in a good spot.
Well, at that point, you see that jump, you see the enthusiasm. So it went from nothing on the day to could be 150 points very quickly.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Stuart Lackey, Stephen Lackey, Dale Lackey, Stratton Lackey. A lot of Lackey on board. We've seen Trey Camerlin before, Scott Stokey, and Dakota Hawkins on this boat. Social media team out there as well. Remember, this team owned by Austin Dillon of NASCAR fame, Richard Childress' grandson.
I'm lifting it up. We're good.
Been fishing with this crew for quite some time, typically on the Renegade.
So you see him working that fish right there, Robbie, in these calm waters. Everybody's staying calm. Everybody's doing something. There's the fish launching.
Keep tight.
Coming to you. A lot of line out there.
Coming to you. Real.
Getting back to what you're saying, we've got NFL representing NBA, NASCAR, country music stars. I mean, it's
nice, boys.
Across the board.
Just be watching right here.
Don't forget that golf.
Yeah, we saw Raheem Mostert on the water yesterday, running back.
And he's there today.
Come back.
The remix.
Trey Burton, I think, so.
You see how fast he's able to reel as they bump forward on this fish, as opposed to backing down? You know, the guys can actually fish off the back as they're going after this fish. You could even skip a bait if you wanted to. You could always just be deploying something to try to make something happen while you're working on a fish. To stand there, you know, and just put everything away, you don't need to.
Be ready, we might get bit again.
There it is, another 75 right there, 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later.
What a run from South Carolina Outcast. Move them up that leaderboard. Again, we've got about an hour and 20 minutes to go before our Citizens lines out drops to 0. We've got a special guest on the other side of the break. The Key West Classic is sponsored by Blue Marlin Jewelers, No Rivals, Coast Guard Foundation, and by Recess. Welcome back to our SFC studios in this final day of the Key West Classic presented by Salty Dogs. Quite the salty dog to our right here, Peter Miller. Carl Allen, good to have you, the host of the next stop of Sport Fishing Championship in Walker's Cay. And you ready to do this again, brother?
Yes, great to be back this year, guys. Thank you.
It was such an event last year. Peter and I are watching this. I know I want to go for the first time. You've got quite the facility. Things are ever changing. What's been happening at Walker's Cay lately?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, it's tournament season. We had our Wahoo tournament earlier in March. We got the IGFA next weekend. And then the SFC coming up in 3 weeks, followed by our big invitational over Memorial Day. So pretty exciting time of year for us. And the fishing's been great. Guy caught a grand slam yesterday.
That's awesome.
That's incredible fishing over there. And how far from your marina are you able to catch like a blue marlin or sailfish or tunas? I mean,
how much? Huh?
I mean, I always say Walker's is where the bonefish meet the billfish, and I've caught them within a mile of each other. You go out to Walker's, it drops off about a mile, and we got the whole back country there. It's just it's a fishing mecca. There's no question about it, and we're slowly bringing her back.
My son's a pilot. I want to fly in one day. It's a year-round thing too, as well, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, there's always something to catch. You don't have to say, well, this season or whatever. You're solid year-round.
Absolutely. I mean, you bonefish all year long. I mean, we've caught the biggest wahoo I ever caught was in July. So yeah, I mean, the fish are always there.
What size range are those blue marlin at this time of year?
We've caught fish that my favorites are the goatfish, the 150s, the 250s. But boy, last few years we've been catching much bigger fish, four plus. Yeah.
And is it all pretty much? Are the guys all using dredges and the squid change now?
Pretty much, yeah. It's the same old deal. But I mean, these guys out there with these massive dredges seem to be the ones that are bringing in the big guys.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, it seems. I don't have the energy to do it myself, so when I go with people that have them, I'm like, oh, good job, you deploy that. Let's get it back in. The fish is here.
I just saw with the awards banquet that Peter was the host of. You got the event of the year. It's good, a little feather in your cap. The New Jersey Seabirds took the title there. I think it kind of surprised them just a little bit, but you and Ryan doing such a great job. Looking forward to it in the next month.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't wait. I think we got 24 boats. If anybody else wants to come in, we got a few slots left. So yeah.
One more thing before we go to break here. I know, yes, you're a tournament host, but you're also a treasure hunter. You showed me something a moment ago. I want to try and get this picture out that your crew found this morning.
Walking into the studio this morning, I get hit by this. I'm shaking, but yeah, we found a magnificent piece of jewelry this morning with a whole bunch of emeralds.
Hey, we're going to be covering it all, the tremendous coverage of Walker's Cay Open. We're looking forward to it. Again, you can follow us on YouTube as well as ESPN Friday and Saturdays, May 15th through the 17th. We're glad to be a part of it. Once again, Sport Fishing Championship. We make that move from the Key West Classic to the Walker's Cay Open. Looking at the Atlantic Division, out there you still have the lights out New England, 450 points. Two teams, just one fish behind. SFC returns to one of the most iconic fishing grounds in North America for the Walker's Cay Open, May 15th through the 17th. You can join us Friday and Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern and from noon to 4:30 for extended coverage on Championship Sunday right here on YouTube and ESPN+. Walker's Cay Open, our next stop on the SFC. Carl Allen joining us in studio once again. Going to sit with us and talk through some of these catches we're expecting to see, and a little bit of a surprise. And as we went to break, I said, there's two teams that are only 75 points back. I thought, well, okay, they can tie. But now we're seeing that white marlin. They're one fish from maybe jumping into the lead. Were you surprised to see a white?
Well, this time of year, it's a little strange. He might be off course a little bit, but but they're there. And somebody said they spotted a blue that was there too.
Yeah, they've been marking a few blue marlin, but no one can get them to come up and eat. I guess they're seeing them on the sonar, and they can't get them to eat. But they're there. The old Woods Wall, right? The classic, and the up down over in that area. We fished it. We've caught a couple there, but it's slim pickings. It's like not like your spot. I mean, your spot, Walker's Cay, is fisherman's, I hate to say it sounds like a store, but fisherman's paradise, to be honest. A mile offshore, you've got blue marlin, and you've got sailfish, and you've got tunas and wahoos and mahi, and then you've got the bonefish. inshore. How many bonefish would you potentially see in a day when you're getting pushed around back there, pulled around?
Geez, I mean, I can take you to places where you'll just see thousands of them, you know. But Walker's itself is famous for not the numbers, but boy, we get these missiles out there. Yeah.
Quality.
Really?
Quality.
How
I mean,
big?
We've had 15-pounders on.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, they're just. I've seen a guy just spin off his fly rod and throw it in the water after that.
Hey, let's get back to the action. Earlier today, a team that really doesn't have to travel far. They're based down in South Florida. East Coast Remix, representing the ATL, the Atlantic Division. You can see them up on the board there. All of our teams from the Atlantic Division. But again, it was a somewhat busy morning this morning before we came on air. And at about 11 o'clock hour, it was East Coast Remix. Sarah Clear with the fish on. But it didn't start that way.
Wait.
Kite coming in quietly.
Earlier.
Yep. Kite's coming in, working those baits in. Sarah looks like she's about to drop.
Trim up these bellies.
Don't tell me what to do.
Never want a belly laying in the water, Robbie. You know that. See your cork right there on the surface of the water in the center of the screen.
Another competitor boat just off to the right.
He just started taking. Go?
All right.
Okay.
All right, keep going on him.
Yeah, I saw it. You saw that cork start ripping.
Yeah. Carl, you know when they come up jumping on the kite, it's lock it up. There's nothing you can do at that point.
Just go, right?
You a kite guy? You like kite fishing?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I mean, but at Walker's, no. In Florida, yes.
It takes a lot of brain power that I don't know that I have to control 3 rods at the same time. Peter took me, and I was mentally fatigued.
You physically and mentally.
Yes.
You have fatigue coming out all
very special.
parts of you.
The leader's right here. I can see the top of the leader. Oh, what is that thing?
It's not her first fish, you can tell.
No, Sarah's got probably 1,000 or so.
And still, I'm going to give her a hard time. Last year when interviewing her, I said, how many billfish you caught? And she totally spaced on what I asked her. And she said 7 or 9. It was something like that. Yeah, 700 maybe.
I'll never forget when I fished with her and I saw her dive over top of the cowlings. See, the leader of fish as we were in reverse on a quad motor. And she jumps up on the cowlings and she's leading her fish with her ankles in the air. And I'm like, wow.
Move ahead a little bit later on in this catch, so it took a little bit.
I think he's about to come up right now.
Carl, so Allen Exploration, Allen X, you found something really special today.
As I said, Peter, I walked in the studio with a guy sending me a picture. I'm going down there next week, but we found a magnificent piece this morning.
He's taking.
It made you tremble. You were actually trembling, weren't you?
Still
I think
shaking.
he's coming up. Something's happening.
Incredible. And what do you do with that piece now that you've retrieved it with your team?
Well, they'll look for more as we speak, but then we bring it to our museum where it's checked in with the government, and then we'll start the conservation process.
That's pretty remarkable, as opposed to other treasure hunters that would be selling it somewhere. And hey, look what we found, right?
No, I've never sold anything. I'm really in it for the history. And
incredible.
I've done a lot for the Bahamas.
He's coming up.
Bahamas Maritime Museum?
Yes, sir. Yes, Bahamas Maritime Museum. We're open Monday through Saturday, right there in Lucaya Harbor.
Getting close here on releasing this fish and being a qualified catch.
It's so casual that we can have a conversation about treasure hunting while we're watching Sarah catch a sailfish that could win them the tournament.
This is great. I'm really happy for Sarah.
And it did move them up. When we saw that, I was like, okay, this is the team, because when you have Lights Out Boston with mechanical difficulties, issues with the steering, the same thing with the New Jersey Seabirds, you would think this is the Atlantic team that could make that big move, and they're currently sitting in the top 2 right now.
You've probably seen it all, Carl, with boat malfunctions, with boats coming over there and fishing really hard, right?
Everything. I mean, just the passion that drives these people amazes me sometimes.
Throw it in reverse with the turbos kicked in for about 500 fish. All of a sudden, your shaft decides to fall out of your boat while you're coming back from the Dominican Republic. That's what happened to us.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's the back it up Terry theme. I mean, you can back it up, Terry, and then something's going to happen.
No leak, and we chugged, and we went to Miami 7-8 knots back from Dominican to Miami.
Oh, not this guy.
Sarah just You know, Sarah's got a almost a 4-year-old son, JC, Clear, and Sarah. They have their son Cash, almost 4.
A little surprised. I know it is calm conditions today, but the catch there hasn't been a more prevalent catch. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 fish at this point. Yesterday, we had 20. The first day we had 15. So it's definitely with the calm conditions, the action has slowed down a little bit.
Woo! Let's go!
Well, there you have it. That's how the East Coast Remix have moved up into second in the Atlantic Division. It's all about points. They're looking for points. Last year, it was the New Jersey Seabirds that took the title. Now, in this, SFC was part of one of your big tournaments. You had a boat that was out there, and you were watching your boat get beat by one of our boats.
Yes, sir.
How did that make you feel?
We don't talk about that too much. But yeah, I was real proud for Seabirds last year. They did a tremendous job, and we had a fun night with the crew that night. That was so much fun.
I bet it was. Hey, congratulations on everything that you've done, and congratulations on your catch this morning on that treasure.
Stay tuned on that.
Yeah, we'll see more on that. Again, Walker's Cay, the next stop of Sport Fishing Championship. We hope you can join us on YouTube and ESPN. Petey, we still got about an hour and 7 minutes to go. We've seen a lot of sails, and we saw a white in the mix. Will we have a tiebreaker? Somebody's going to catch something special in this final hour. Hey, it's the Key West Classic presented by Salty Dogs, the first stop of many of Sport Fishing Championship, whether it's 6 Atlantic events, 6 Gulf events, or where we combine the 2 in this one. It's going to get interesting, and things have already started to get interesting, Petey, because we heard something during the break when Carl walks off, and we knew it was going to happen. We have a new thing called a live protest now, Peter, and we may have our first live protest. And with the Gulf Division, when you saw the Gulf Coast Cowboys a moment ago say they reported a white marlin, somebody threw the challenge flag.
Why not? It's the last day. You've got one shot at it, and you never know. It's always really nice to be able to identify the fish on camera, but we got an instant replay of this white marlin that we hear. Let's look at it.
It looks a lot like a white marlin. The dorsal will tell the picture, but you said before with the marlin, if they lay it down, it looks a lot like a sail.
Yeah, and usually with a white marlin, you're going to have broader shoulders, you know, up right above the head, and you're going to have larger peck fins,
compared
to
a
tail
sail.
will be bigger. Yeah, let's take a peek there. Those are pretty nice size peck fins, but it's hard for me to see.
Right, and the one wave, we see that one wave. You see what could possibly be a sail, or is it just the dorsal down a little bit?
Those are large peck fins, and it is a little thicker. The fish is far off. It is definitely a stout. If that were a sailfish, it would be a pretty jumbo, like almost Pacific style.
Right. It looked beefy on the sides. It was just hard to see. And that's why when you and I were watching this, it looks like it could be a white, but you and I both looked and go, why did you pop it off?
And then there's another jump. There's another jump as well.
Yeah, but we looked at each other right then going like, why did you pop it off?
You can't tell from this angle. I'd like to see if we could the other jump. I think it only jumped about 4 times, and I was trying to get a good look. Thinking we get another.
That is thicker than what we typically see, though.
Yeah, and it's kind of far out there, too, but I'd like to see the profile when it jumps off to the right side here.
Well, if there's anybody that knows what a white marlin looks like, Lynette Catha, she's covered the white marlin open before.
Yeah, and it's really, really white, and the white marlin have a tendency to go pretty white when they're jumping, and their peck fins will be, turquoise, neon, kind of blue, light blue, and the peck fins, again, are larger, shoulders are bigger. I have not seen a full sail. That's the one thing I have not seen.
Right.
But I can't determine it from our view here. I'd have to really get there with a magnifying glass.
Again, well, it may be one of those things of they have to show video verification from their end anyway. So, yes, we have our cameras they're supposed to have theirs. So the protest flag had been thrown by the Texas Lone Stars. Again, this is the first of 6 events for the Gulf, so it could make a big difference. One fish, and that was a tie-breaking fish. That wasn't like a 75-pointer to get me in a tie. That was a 100-pointer to break ties.
You're seeing a little bit of flat lines, a little bit of kite fishing still. And of course the Cowboys there are trolling. They're sticking with it and looking for potentially that blue marlin. Okay, we just got we have a confirmed sale.
Oh.
That was, unfortunately, it was not deemed a white marlin due to multiple playbacks and zeroing in on it, and it's been deemed a
sailfish. You see a change. You see that move right there. So the Lone Stars have used their flag. So you see that change now. The Lone Stars are sitting in third place, and if it's done by time, third place by time ahead of the Blues. So that was big. And the Cowboys still tie, but that was a tie-breaking fish.
And it's a good reason to always use the GoPro or the 360. You see Toby doing it?
Underwater cam.
Well, even the 360 and the underwater. I mean, the 360 would have shown a lot. You know, it's very important, so I think everyone should be employing that from this point on. It did look bigger. Species points, blue marlin 450, the white marlin's 100 points. Striped marlin, we see those down in the Pacific, and then we've got the sailfish at 75 points. Listen, that fish came up, dorsal fin popped up. It looked almost like a blue marlin at first, so it's very deceiving until you really, really study the fish. And then the fact that it bit the one bait, faded back, ate the long bait, and then it's ripping drag, it's pulling drag. They're bumping forward. You know, little small sailfish, they're not going to really be pulling that much drag, especially because they're using bigger gear, right? So the drag's a little tighter.
And I still want to point this out. I say that everything's officially unofficial now that we do have official calling from the footage that we have. She determined that I believe that it is that. I'm guessing if that team comes back and can show you verifiably that was a white marlin, they will have to change the score on that. But from everything we got, it appears that should be the sale. So
there could be cell phone footage that might even be better because a lot of times the cameraman's trying to jockey for position and may not have the perfect shot. Maybe it jumped a couple more times we didn't even see, and they have it on cell phone. That's why he rapped on it and popped him off at the end.
And the teams review their own footage as well, so they might have made that adjustment. We saw that out of Rising Suns. We heard a little bit of verbiage from Jacelyn thinking that she'd lost it, but they went back and saw that the leader did make it to the rod tip. The other thing is that's kind of funny and strange. Who was it at the Zane Grey Championship playoffs that caught a different species that everybody else is going, are you sure that was a blue marlin? It was Texas Lone Stars. They're the ones that just protested the Gulf Coast Cowboys.
Right, because they know how difficult it could be to prove a certain fish when it's not on the leader jumping behind the boat.
Right.
Which happens. That's why the 360 going underwater, going above water, is very important, and you see it. I think honestly from here on out, I think that we're going to see that at all times and on every fish.
Show me the money, show me the fish. Again, a lot of money for grabs here. $100,000 for the winner, $45K for second. Third's going to take $35,000. 2 divisions, 1 champion. Who's going to take it? Welcome back. The Key West Classic is sponsored by Guidesley, official booking partner of SFC. Caribe, expect the best. Bright Wild, official hospitality partner of the Key West Classic. And by Blanchard Cat. We saw the South Carolina Outcast doing well with their Blanchard Cats out there. But looking at the golf leaderboard, it is a tight battle. It looks like a 3-way tie for third place in points. But again, on time, it has the Lone Stars ahead of the Blues and Cowboys with that successful challenge. It dropped the Lone Stars up, they lost 25 points basically in that.
Exactly. Now we're going to take a look at the Atlantic leaderboard.
In the Atlantic side, a really tight battle. 1 fish separates first, second, and third. But again, with those 450 points by Lights Out Boston, they would have that tiebreaker if you see a sailfish caught by East Coast Remix or Outcast.
1 free jumper, that's all it's going to take.
Just 1 fish makes a ton of difference. 2 trophies to be had. Speaking of 2 citizen trophies, beautiful trophies. Our first time to see it, Rudy Tamarcio. That sure would look good on the mantle, wouldn't it?
That's right. This is exactly what they're competing for. This is the brand new Citizen Trophy brought this year. They're always competing for the Zane Grey Championship Crystal at the end of the season. However, they'll get 1 of these at every single stop. We've got 2 of them with us here in Key West. We don't need to have another one framing over here. We need to have that. We like to respect our rule of thirds and have it off the side. So this is what they're playing for. It's laminated carbon fiber. It's a beautiful trophy from Citizen, the official timekeeper and timepiece of SFC. I got one on myself, and we brought the desk out finally because we had a little bit of rain during our pre-show and our early part of the broadcast. The sun's finally out, so we could really show it off.
I like it. The sun's out, trophy's out. That is a beauty. I love the carbon fiber looking, and Citizen always does it right. Wow, pigeon just flew through. Are you okay? Don't look up.
Yeah.
It is good luck, though.
Chickens were after him earlier. Remember that rooster was going after, cutting his feet a moment ago?
Yeah, here comes the rooster.
Hey, Rudy, we knew it was going to happen. There's been at least 3 times that I thought somebody would throw that challenge flag. Were you surprised at all that it would come from Justin LaMonica and the Texas Lone Stars?
Not at all, because think about what the significance was for that. That's a difference in their third place finish and dropping down to 4th, because that 175 point total would have been able to jump them into that very important point scoring position. So Justin LaMonica, well done. That's the way you use a challenge, and we had it first time in the first tournament. So definitely a worthy usage of it.
You know, Rudy, I think it is a worthy usage, because when you saw that fish come up, you see the dorsal flare up, look like a blue marlin. If I didn't know better, when I saw that, I go, oh, there he is. And then, he misses it on the short, fades back to the long, it eats, and then the line is just coming off the reel like there's no tomorrow. So to me, it felt like it had a bigger profile than a sailfish. I never even dreamt sailfish when I saw it, and then when I saw how much it was pulling. So it's a really tough call. It's very hard to see. And I think, what do you think? Should we have GoPros and 360 cams on every boat from this point out?
I would.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the beauty of technology is that if you're going to do it and you have the capabilities, absolutely. Let's put cameras everywhere in the cockpit, up in the tower. If we can get them in the water, I mean, I know we got these guys from Game Razor we spoke to in 2025. They're still working and developing a product. If that ends up coming out, it's going to be another game changer, so to speak, for identifying species.
Yeah, that 360 cam, sticking it in the water and having it reaching out, being able to see Jason's leader earlier, that was huge. And seeing the fish right below the boat, and then, it pops off. So she got the leader, she got the fish. Had we not seen that, we might not have known. So those are really big moments, and why not do it? I mean, you're out there, you've got everything invested. You might as well have everything at your disposal and use it to the best of your abilities and get that image.
It paid off. Hey, Rudy, thanks a lot, brother. As we get ready to go to break, hold up that trophy. I want to see if it's truly carbon fiber or not. How heavy is that bad boy? Oh, yeah.
It's carbon fiber. Look at Rudy.
Good.
One finger. He's got it.
We are
Remember,
lightweight.
it's light.
Who's going to take
light and strong. It's carbon fiber.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Rudy Tamarcio on site there at the Key West Classic. We're going to step aside here for just a bit. Our first challenge of the year. There's been a couple of opportunities, and I've been surprised it didn't happen till now. Will it make a difference at the end of the day? I'm going to think so, but again, they can still prove us wrong.
My name is Robert Spotswood Jr.
Take a second. When he
also
like that, I was
one
like,
of the owners and founders of the company. We're standing in Lunara Bay, which is our Halo property. I mean, this is really what Right Wild's about. It's a collection of 26 homes, all of them high-end, all of them on the water with private boat docks, which is something you just cannot find for rental here in the Keys. Beachside Resort and Residences was developed in 2006 as a residential condo project. It operated as a Marriott for a long time. A couple years ago, we took the flag off, and it's an independent resort today, Beachside Resort and Residences. It's 129 1, 2, and 3 bedroom suites, again, on the water. Those units do not have private boat docks behind them like Lunara Bay, but there is a marina where you can keep your boat behind the property and access it directly. I grew up in Key West. I'm a 7th generation conch. Every chance we get, we're looking to get out on the water and spend time on our boat. So when we developed this project, we developed it with the boater in mind. We built this place in a way that would allow people to maximize their use and enjoyment of the water, whether they're fishing, going to the sandbar, or other. So if you're coming from Naples or from Miami, run your boat down. We've got a dock here for you. Our team will meet you on the dock to get you checked in. If you wanted to trailer your boat, we've got a marina across the road. We've got a travel lift and a boat forklift. We can help you get your boat in the water, store your trailer, make sure you've got everything you need here for your stay. Sport Fishing Championship is an organization that I've really grown to support and appreciate what they're doing. The amount of value that it brings to various economies, manufacturers, restaurants, I mean, this is a huge driver for the state of Florida and particularly for Key West. Their group of people and the people that follow them are those fishing enthusiasts. They're the type of people, they're our customer that we really want to get to and let them know Key West isn't just bars and Duval Street and a headboat diving tour. This is the best location in the world to come for fishing of all sorts. Anything you want, you can find it here. Sailfish, tarpon, marlin, grouper, snapper, we've got it all, and we catch all of them right here in Lunara Bay. We really are here for our guests in every sense. So whether you're looking for on-the-water sporting adventure, if you're looking for a restaurant, a good place to eat, or just looking for some tips on what to do when you're around town, our website's full of all kinds of information for anybody who's here in Key West. And hopefully next time you come back, if you're not staying with us, you will in the future.
So tee me up when you can.
No, we can't reach him, Steven.
All right, here we are, live with the Seabirds with a sailfish on. Catch alert.
Back there.
Moving around, too.
With a spinner coming down through the bow, under the rods and under the riggers, under the lines. I mean, you got to be agile.
There he is, jumping.
And they've spotted it is an actual sailfish, so this will be 75 points if they can get a qualified catch out.
Very calm. You definitely don't want to leader the fish off the bow if you don't have to, because it's a long way away. You need to straight up and down, and there's room for error there when you've got it on the leader 10 feet away and you're straight above it. It can race under the boat. But you see it perfectly paddling away, just like Jacelin's fish with Toby's 360 cam. That's what it's doing. It's paddling away, taking a little bit of drag. There's not much you can do when they're paddling like that until they get a little turn. And there's the turn. Now you can kind of get after it.
Put it in there. We'll take care of that later.
He's got the leader right there. He's got the knot in the tip. And that puts them with 5 fish, and now they're sitting with 4 boats now.
Yeah, three-way tie in their division for second place, so they need to have one more, and they're in a tie for the lead.
And that's with mechanical issues. Look at that. They're pumped up, man. They are so pumped right now. They've stayed pumped since this morning, and mechanical issues doesn't bother them at all. Their steering went out. They're using just the throttles.
Could not find one.
Now, steering by throttle, having to maneuver that boat. Hey, deploy some more bait. Let's get it ready. Our instant replay brought to you by Caribe. Had a nice jump up there in the bow. And thus why he wanted to get the heck around the back end of the boat.
Yeah, it's really tough to leader them up there. We've done it many times because you have to, because you got a bunch in the back. But this is perfect. You know, the fish is paddling, and you just got to get down and get that leader. You've got the tip up high just to wind down just enough, and then you got the grab for the official catch.
Jersey Seabirds on the Taylor Jean 62-foot Viking. Yeah. Ken Hager, the bear, the boat owner.
Any live baits, put them in the water. They're still work. We'll change them out as we go.
Ethan Riegel from the DFW area here, the team owner, looking for his team to take the victory like we talked with Carl.
Smart move, putting the baits out that they have that are still looking good because the fish still might be in the area, other fish, and then they'll replace them as they go.
What was that, a goggle eye or a... God, what we got left? Oh.
Blaine Birch, the captain, man who knows how to take victory, did it at Walker's Cay. He won the release side of things at the White Marlin Open last year, a very successful team. We talked to Blaine Birch just a moment ago. Oh, it's actually Steven who probably caught that fish.
And they've been working out.
So we got out here first thing in the morning and lost steering. And not really sure exactly why. But we were in some pretty blue water here, so we're gonna have no choice. We're just gonna fish it out, make the best of it. Third string captain came into play. Our captain's not so happy right now, so he went upstairs. We don't really have it upstairs, but we're gonna make the best of it, fish it out, and pray for a bite.
So he's wearing upstairs?
Yeah, he's up on our top.
It's our boy Kickstand with the
hanging around this grass.
Calling his number that time. The SFC first team All-Pro mate. He was the White Marlin Open mate of the year last year. Now piloting that vessel.
We were talking about like what happened here. A lot of times, engine trouble, trim tabs breaking off, things missing on the boat, misfiring. Raise fish in the strangest way, Robbie. It's hard to explain, but the boats that are malfunctioning sometimes raise these fish. Something due to a change in their acoustics.
Something different about that, but that really tightens things up. Look at that Atlantic division. 3 teams with 375. It's the Remix who's on top of that tiebreaker. They caught that last fish first, but still, it's anyone's ball game. We're going to have an overall winner, but the points go out to the Gulf as well as the Atlantic. Welcome back to the Key West Classic, presented by Salty Dogs. What an event. We've got a very close, tight event. Sarah Burke's going to be our representative down in the Gulf. She caught up with the representative of the U.S. Coast Guard earlier.
Thank you so much, Peter and Robbie. I'm out here with Ron Lebrecht from the Coast Guard. Thank you for coming out today.
Thanks for having us. It's wonderful to be here.
How long has the Coast Guard been partners with SFC?
So the Coast Guard Foundation has been partners with SFC for 4 years. It's been a wonderful partnership. We were able to tell the public what the Coast Guard does, how they serve them, and then how the Coast Guard Foundation serves Coast Guard members and their families. We really enjoy partnering with SFC.
Can you tell us about what the Coast Guard does that some people might not know about?
Oh, sure. So many people are familiar with the Coast Guard's life-saving rescues off the coast with their boats and their helicopters. But, you know, they do a lot of other things for Americans. I mean, they protect the coast, they protect our borders, they protect our ports and waterways with the important maritime commerce that contributes to our economy. They protect and defend us overseas and ashore. Right now, there's over 300 Coast Guard members in the Middle East in the war zone, and they're in the Caribbean, they're in the Pacific Ocean. They're really worldwide, taking on any challenge that the American public needs them to take on.
Wow. And if someone would like to donate to the Coast Guard, how would they go about that?
Yeah, so the Coast Guard Foundation website is the best way to get started, to learn more about what we do and to donate. And so it's coastguardfoundation.org. And, you know, we'd love to have any of your viewers be part of our family. We have a community of over 20,000 donors, hundreds of corporations, all committed to supporting military, supporting the Coast Guard, and supporting our work at the Coast Guard Foundation. So visit our website and learn more about what we do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming out today.
Thanks for having us.
Peter, we'd like to thank the Coast Guard and Coast Guard Foundation for everything they do. Been a part of the SFC for years now.
He also went to Harvard University.
Harvard.
He's a smart fella.
Harvard. First catch of the day came from the Gulf Division, Mississippi Blues. They're looking for another one now, but they're in that upper right-hand corner. Let's take a look at what happened with them. Again, the lines could go in the water at 8 o'clock. Mississippi Blues had one on at 8.5.
You're on. No, come back the way you came back. Come back the way you came back.
I'm tight. I'm tight.
All right, let's see.
John Crocker.
It was weird. I almost saw a dorsal come up.
I thought I did too when I
right?
It's like, that's not a sailfish. He's taken. He's taken.
Come here and point your rod at me in a second.
Do what?
Over here, we're going to get it all.
Man.
Peter, this is a new crew on the Mississippi Blues. Last year, it was the Berthelot.
He's got to pop it out of the clip. I'm not convinced, but it was weird. The second time I saw it, it almost looked like it had a sail.
What do you think it is? We're not 100% sure. We saw what could have been a dorsal when he hit. There for the first little bit, we thought it was a king or something playing with it, but it is staying on top right now. So we're going to act like it's a sailfish and see what happens. It's taking pretty good now.
Going like that.
Oh, taking.
Yeah.
He's jumping.
No, where's he at?
There's one that just jumped straight over here.
Well, if you got another bait, you will.
It's him.
No, that's him. It's him.
I just got a belly in the line a little bit.
You have a
here,
giant
right?
belly in
Yeah,
the
that's
line.
what I'm saying. He's out
That
to the right of
happens.
us.
You're thinking it's one way, and it's way over here, and you say, oh, it's a free jumper. No,
He's
that's fine.
I got him. Jumping again.
Belly equals no good.
There he is. Nice.
Bellies with giant clumps of weed on them. You could be 90 degrees off where you think
You could try to just turn around and go forward again on it. You know, watch this guy out here. I know. I've been watching him. Get out! Other way!
Running at you!
Turn left! Offshore!
Left!
That way!
Offshore!
That way! Wait, what are you guys doing out here?
Somebody's
You
creeping.
That way!
He's good now. You can turn around and go forward on him if you want. I think he's gaining, isn't he?
I'm gaining.
Where's that guy? You're fine at this angle, but don't make it any sharper because then you're going to get a little wrap, you know?
You see that 50, start walking backward.
All right.
Where's he at? Right now, you're all right.
I believe Craig Johnson
We
might have
good with
captained
that
him both
kite?
this week.
Right now you are, yeah.
Adam
Coming
McGugan
up.
took a victory last year.
Yeah, he might be coming up.
For a different team.
You know, it's
Yeah, now
so
you're
hard to
taking-
dig these fish
I got
out,
him.
and
He's
then to
right
have
there.
a
Yeah.
boat
Now you're
come
here. Let
really
me go
close
to
to your
him. Yeah,
fish.
that's what I'm saying.
It
Yeah, I'm gonna go right to him. He's
almost
right there.
breaks your will. I had that happen, Robbie, recently.
Right back.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful sailfish right there. 8:35 a.m. Calm water. Back and
Guys
nice
making
and
us work
easy.
for it here. Yeah, it's all right. We'll take the early bite, though.
Kite fishing.
Get our head in the game.
Pink leaders, circle hooks.
Another different angler with a catch aboard this boat. We saw Julie.
No, you still got a little bit.
1 or 2 with
Still got a little bit.
That's a little man of war. We got more man of war.
He's right here. Leader's coming right now, boys. Get ready. Leader's here. Back up, here it comes. Got that leader. Good, guys. Good job. All right, good job. Don't let go of it. All right, perfect.
Let's go. Hey, baby.
Good job, man.
Blues. That's how we start the morning. Day 3.
I saw that
Day
bill.
3. Let's get it going. More to come.
That was like 130. We bumped out a little bit, I think, right? 130, 130.
All right, back to real-time Mississippi Blues. That's how they got their next fish. You can see that give them their 150 points. Came in with one from day 2. Julian caught that one. Still really tight. Canyons, 1 fish away, 1 white marlin away. Lights out. They're still leading the Atlantic. Key West Classic presented by Salty Dogs. We are live from Key West, or the offshore Key West, Florida, southernmost tip of the United States. This third and final day with about 22 and change minutes left. Our citizen lines out clock keeps ticking. We've seen some beautiful sails. We thought we saw a white, and if that could be the case.
Robbie, South Florida Sails got something on there, but
go.
it doesn't look like the right species.
Top right.
We got drag pulling there on the top right-hand corner there.
Hey,
Up and down.
Things get slow. Go find some snapper. I'm just kidding.
We have caught snapper off the kite. They'll
Really?
come up, yeah, big mutton snapper, African pompano. In a second.
Hey, that looks like that's a big body,
about?
isn't it?
Hola.
I thought I saw a bigger shadow.
It was definitely dark. And I could have sworn I saw a tail paddling.
Just hoping to get our cameraman's names for each one of these boats, because they do such a great job for us every day.
They get some GoPros popping in the water here, but I'm sure they know what it is already.
Yeah, I mean, they're bumping in and out a lot for it to be a non-points paying fish.
Yeah, that's a sail.
Yeah, they would just broke it off by now. That looks like a sail, doesn't it?
It's a sail. That is South Florida Sails with a sail. They're on sale. Oh, wiggle, jiggle, look at that. I mean, was this a surprise to sneak up sail just now?
Yeah.
We're all kind of like, huh?
Came out of nowhere.
I mean, we're not seeing a lot of fish today. Look at that.
And that 225, add the 75, gets them a little bit closer. This is our team that was leading right off the bat on day 1 was really good with 225 points, but have driven the struggle bus since then. That's no struggle. Where there's one, there's another. Peter, deploy. Let's get it. Let's find
another
one.
bait out. Another spinner's out there already.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's going to move him up the leaderboard.
There's that lighthouse.
Captain Mike King.
30 minutes to go, and the Citizen ProMaster lines out, ticking down.
Mike, another resident of Texas. We're talking about the Texas contingent, even though they're representing South Florida. He's from Texas. Down there around Texas A&M. Proud of it.
I believe the boat hails from Merritt Island.
Around Maryland?
No, north, like up by Palm Beach.
Oh, is it? I was thinking it.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be.
I was thinking it lived around.
I saw it, as it went by kind of quick.
It's crazy between that team on the South Florida Sails.
What we got here on the Seabirds?
Yeah, somebody's up at the bow. Oh man, this could be massive.
Oh, we saw a free jumper. He's ready to cast. Let's see if we can watch this live. That'd be fun. It's got the bait in the water there, keeping it wet, bumping ahead.
This could put him in a tie for the lead.
Bait's still right there in his hand in the water, keeping it wet. You don't want to drag it. You see him popping it up and down, just giving it a drink every now and then. Right in that slip.
Using the hand signals, pointing, he can see, and hoping you just follow up.
That's huge. Yeah, it's huge. Someone's got to keep their eye on the spot.
See the point totals down there too. This would be that tiebreaker for second place on the Atlantic Division.
I'll run up there real quick. There, 3-4.
And the way it looks
Might
now
have been
here,
rain all that
Seabirds
week.
are in 4th. Although
Or do you
they're
think
tied for
actually
second
raining?
in points,
You gotta
they're in
think
4th
everything's right, right?
for the event.
Maybe.
He's getting ready to maybe cast. Said something about weed. Maybe they want to get to that spot.
Got the baits back in? Yeah. No.
I mean, if they're moving, they're
You want the
creeping.
baits back in?
What did you see, Jack?
More baits in the water, the better.
Oh, look at all that bait in front of him busting.
I just saw something right in front of me.
You said that
Little baby
Climax
flipper
keys to
bonitas.
success. Find the bait, find the fish.
What did you see? Yeah, reload while we're chasing bait in the water. And I looked at it 3 times.
Well, I just want to make sure he's not going to run.
Well, a gog or a little one?
He's
Steven,
physically
somebody help
solid.
that in the back get the baits out.
He said he saw it 3 times.
I got it.
In the back, we're doing it. You have grass on the one you're letting out. Dave, there's grass on that line you're letting out.
I got this.
You know, sometimes you think you got to be right on top of them to make the cast and get it done.
Throw it
And
out.
other
Throw it
times
out.
you just
Is
throw it
that
out
old
and you
one
turn
or-
your head for a second and
Is it fucked
they-
up? All new
they can
baits, all new
see
baits.
for a really long ways
Help there.
away.
Leave Jarrett in the bow. Mike's we're good.
Mike's alive, guys. Watch it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see this go down live. This is as it's happening. Citizen lines out, 27 minutes and counting.
Yeah, we've gone by fish and we weren't exactly sure where they were, and we throw out 4 baits and pull the boat, the throttles back.
Maybe
And
another 100 yards that way.
We saw Steven up there running the boat earlier, Jarrett, with that last catch for the Seabirds. Let's see which one. It looked like maybe Jarrett.
got a little gog there, a little gumdrop gog.
Haven't heard much mention from Melchiori yet at this event, but it's good to see when you have that bait around. He saw the fish. Now they got to entice him.
Yeah, and then of course you're going to take a little bath every now and then, you know, without soap. Of course, you don't want to, you know, mess the baits up. But you see him sitting in there. That's a nice way to cool off. I usually have the kids get in the bait well every now and then, and the fish are swimming, bumping into them. It's a nice little cool off. You like that, Robbie?
Yeah, I do. It works.
Yeah.
Make a move over to another Atlantic team. The Rhode Island Breakers just chilling right now. They're taking that bath you were talking about.
He needs a drink with an umbrella in it and a piece of pineapple on the side.
Oscar Evans, Henry Thomason, Frank Heiko.
That's
Brian
living,
Riley.
baby.
Jackson
Look at that.
Davis, George Barrett. That's your crew. It's like the thing I stick my feet in at Cancun to work off the,
Oh yeah.
chew my corns off.
Yeah. Chew your corns off.
John Bowen, the captain, aboard that boat. And I think he knew that he was in for a tough battle here at this. As we work our way up the Atlantic, I think he's going to get more and more familiar, even when we go to Walker's Cay in the Bahamas.
Look at him laid back with his mind on his money and his money on his mind. We got to get this boy a drink with an umbrella. We need GoPros, 360 cams, and little baby umbrellas. Oh, there you go.
Oh, now that's what
go.
kind of fishing I want to do.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. I mean,
this could be a new meme.
Yes. I would be doing that. They've got one fish, and the way that they're trying to get number 2, I'm liking it. And I caught up with John Bowen a couple of weeks ago, didn't know much about him. I said, who is this John Bowen character? He's young, and he's been doing it for about 10 years as a captain.
You looking forward to running the SFC your first year? Because really, do you know what you're getting into?
Super excited. I mean, this is awesome. The competition looks great. I can't wait to meet the guys and fish against everybody. It's gonna be fun.
Do you have a certain style? Is there a certain thing that you're good at, or you tend to favor towards?
I really do. I really do enjoy blue marlin fishing. I mean, it's fun. It's the most exciting fishing, I think, out there. So, other than the tuna fishing at home, but blue marlin fishing is probably my favorite.
And the most points?
Yeah, it is the most points, yeah. We're ready to go this year.
Hey, good luck on the season. You looking forward to it? I mean, it's just right around the corner. I look at my Citizen watch and I'm like, it's time.
It is definitely close, yeah. We're definitely getting ready for it. We got the itch. We're ready to go. So,
good luck.
Thank you.
You know, Robbie, that's confidence, is dedication. You know, you're coming into the mix of a bunch of sharpshooters, and you know you're a sharpshooter in your own right, so you come in the middle of this mix, you deploy your baits, you prepare like everybody else prepares, and it's just like you just get fed right in there, and it's like you were always there, and that's what we're seeing here.
And he said he loved the blue marlin, and that's our next stop. We start working our way towards that direction. He was looking for points. Let me get out of here. He's one fish away, from more points. And
All
maybe look on the
goggle-eyes.
spot.
All goggle-eyes. You see the one swimming upside down? See that? Doing a different approach. That's called the backstroke.
Is it? That's the trick fish then in his
Yep. He's doing the backstroke, and the rest are swimming upright doing the crawl.
Maybe they'll be in the relay. Oh, yeah, that was not looking good. We'll be back in a bit. 23 minutes and change for the Citizens. Lions out. Looking at our No Rivals leaderboard right now, the Gulf leaderboard is tight up top. The Louisiana Canyons need one more fish or a different fish than a sailfish, a billfish variety would jump them up. But again, every one of these is a points-paying position at the end of the day, starting with 3,500 as we look out on the water as it's happening live with our Citizens lines out with less than 21 minutes, Peter. One team's going to walk away with 3,500 points. Who is it going to be right now? Renegades and Lights Out looking strong.
You know, you had the Gulf as the leader until about a few hours ago, and now we've got Atlantic in the top 5 spots, and then the Third Coast Renegades, which is in 6th with a Gulf. Somebody said, uh-oh. That caught my attention.
Yeah, I like the uh-ohs. Popping weed or popping something
As it sits right now, we've got the first place boat has 6, and it goes 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4.
Well, let's make a move.
Now a
to
ho-ho-ho. Got a ho-ho-ho.
Oh, ho-ho. Hey. Speaking of the Atlantic leaderboard, look how strong it is. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all have the same points. Everybody chasing Lights Out. So if Remix, Outcast, or Seabirds do catch a sail, they jump into a tie for first. But again, that tiebreaker is who caught that points-paying fish first. So it's big that they get one as quick as they can, and then they know that the trump fish would be that next one.
You know what I'm gathering from this, Robbie, is the fact that they're digging them out so hard. They're not catching a ton, right? We've seen tournaments where they catch a zillion of them, right?
Right.
But they're not catching a ton, so it's kind of fun to watch because any little moment, something could change dramatically.
Yeah.
But when you're catching 20 and 30 in a day, it's kind of like, wow, it's all kind of blends together. But this is very specific, and you're watching these guys dig them out, and it just takes a second to be right there in the top spot.
A lot of singles so far in this tournament, but also if you're like the New Jersey Seabirds, we work back through the Gulf, if you're like the Seabirds and you find a wad of bait fish, if you find those bait fish, that's what you're looking for. I think we see some peepers. They saw some.
They call them a flopper. They call them jumpers, free jumpers. And sometimes they're just, very simple jumps, and other times they're violent, they're wild jumps. Almost looks like they've been hooked before, and they're trying to spit the bit, as you would say, Robbie, but actually spit the hook.
And this is Mississippi Blues, who with another fish would go from 4th to 3rd. The difference in points is.
This is what it's all about, Robbie. This is the moment where you're hoping to intercept this fish. If you could just deploy 2 baits, 3 baits, whatever it is, maybe 1 low and a couple up on the surface. It's really important. What do we have here? We got a little I couldn't tell. It almost looked like a cigar or sardine. I couldn't tell.
That was a little fella.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times what you want,
That's your finesse version for
Well, yeah, light leaders, like really small hooks. Ooh, you see that? These guys are making me jumpy.
Come on, little feller.
Let's see what we got here. It looks like a threadfin tail.
Running a needle through it.
Yeah, you always want to use the needle with these baits, because if you hook them through the nostrils, you're usually going to back the hook into their gills and they'll die, or they'll spin, you'll come up with a spun up line and it'll be a mess. You'll get tip wrap later. So sewing them on, taking that extra second is really helpful. However, if you've got to get it there and it's instantaneous, you take them through the chin, through the top of the nose, and you pin their mouth shut and you make that cast and you hope that's the one. They're not going to live long, but it may be the key to success.
Expediency, what makes the difference there?
And with a cigar minnow, to get a really nice cast, you'll hook them by the anal fin, and they go head first when you cast them, when you do that, and they sail. You can really
like
cast them far. Exactly.
And Citizen lines out at the 5 o'clock hour, East Coast time. 17 minutes and ticking. There we go.
Oh, they saw a free jumper.
Which one? Right long.
Trim it up. Trim up the right long if he's coming on that bait.
Nice and easy.
That bait right up on top. See a sail, he said? Yeah, it's a sail.
You want to trim them up. You don't want any belly in there.
Still there or what?
She's trying to pinpoint that
cast right there. could be the one it eats if it doesn't eat the kite baits. Because
There you
he's
go.
on. He's already eating it and jumping. You got a real fast pump the boat in gear.
You got it. You're good.
Oh, yeah.
Go back. Go back.
Any doubt that's a sailfish, Peter?
Nice and
Watch this
easy.
bait. Get ready to reel.
No doubt that is a sailgator, spindlebeak, Pinocchio.
Where there's one, there may be others. Again, there's going to be more baits out there.
This is what it's about, Robbie. We've said it for 3 full days. Find the free jumpers, present the baits.
Watch the pull. Okay.
Don't get lazy. Don't just sit there and just, okay, well, guys, we'll just sit here. Hopefully it comes to us. They went to the fish and did the right thing.
A 200-point difference between 4th and 3rd as well. That's the difference right here if they get this fish in.
The fish is wild, it's so early on in the fight.
And they also know they need it in fairly quick. Their time's running out on the citizen clock. It keeps ticking whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
Forward,
Maybe this
hard
one.
forward. Are you coming back? You're good.
Wow, this fish is really erratic, very angry.
Trying to get him right here.
Yeah, they're going to try and make it just a really quick pass of this.
When you try sometimes to go too fast, errors can happen. Hopefully it just all works out.
He's pointing. He wants to see that leader touch it so it can be done. Look, he's close, so close. Come on, Stretch Armstrong.
Back up.
No.
Oh, he didn't do it. Thank God.
No.
Go back to the right. Go back this way.
That was almost
You're gonna get wrapped up.
a screwed up moment.
Wrapped up. Get it right here.
Where's Ben Simmons when you need him?
All right, long arm of the law.
Forward.
He do that.
Move that spinner out of the way, and then
Literally at my fingertips.
he was smart to pull away, though. That was a good move.
One side too, so if I can grab it,
Pro move.
If he touches on the other side of that line, it would basically be a disqualified.
You just got to DQ it. I mean, if you know you did it, you're going to get,
just like golf.
I've been polygraphed so many times. When you win money, you get polygraphed. But this fish is finally seems to be cooperating. Steady Eddie right there.
14 minutes.
That was an erratic jump.
Let's get close now. Come on, pound.
Back hard. Yep,
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
And what does it do? You back up. In that boat, if you have any room, you go ahead and
I've
make
been in
it.
the salon. I've been inside when this happened. Yeah. Nice work, guys.
Let's go.
Mississippi Blues with 75 points on a free
Let's get this
jumper.
spread back out right here, guys. Come on.
Let's go. Good shit, little jump. What's up, little jump?
These are the kind of fish you
Get 'em
don't
back out, get 'em back out.
even need to look at a verification.
Roll
That
them
was
up.
pure sail fishing all the way. But, they can zero in. Here they are. We got 15, 14 minutes left on the citizen clock.
And see, that jumped them from 4th up into 3rd. They're 1 fish away for a tie a second, but again, in essence, still in 3rd spot. There she is jumping. Mississippi Blues. They're not crying the blues today, boy. They got the first fish of the day, catching the last fish so far, and they're looking for more. Where there's one, there's others, Petey. SFC returns to one of the most iconic fishing grounds in North America for the Walker's Cay Open, May 15th to the 17th. Join us Friday and Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern and from noon to 4:30 for extended coverage on Championship Sunday right here on YouTube and ESPN Plus. The Conch Republic.
Robbie, we got lines out in under 12 minutes right now. These boys better fish fast. It's a tight race, digging them out one by one by one. Only a couple doubles today, or the past 3 days, I should say. That's slim pickings.
Key West firing it up at the 4 o'clock hour, though. It's been one of the most productive. 12 o'clock hour had 4 fish, but here in the 4 o'clock hour, we've seen one out of New Jersey Seabird, South Florida Sails, and Mississippi Blues.
They're really working hard, but again, it's interesting to watch this kind of catch. It's not incredibly slow. It's not incredibly good. It's just there in that little pocket, just below medium.
We saw literally a last-second catch from Louisiana Canyons yesterday. It could come down to that today as well. Less than 5 seconds, maybe less than 3 seconds. Jason Berthelot was hooked up yesterday. I thought, honestly, that was going to be our first challenge.
Yeah, there's a little delay in the satellite, so somebody's fighting a fish on Florida Sails, it looks like, in their upper right-hand corner. Right-hand corner Florida Sails working on a fish.
But he has to hold and cast the water.
Now we look for a little bounce in the rod tip to see if it's a tuna or bonita. No one's really too excited. They seem pretty chill, but they are pretty chill overall. So it is straight up. It is kind of diving down a little bit.
They've got 4 up to this point.
This is the 60 Spencer.
God, this is
Ben Simmons of NBA fame. Loves his fishing, and he put together a crack team, and they've got 4 fish under their belts, working on a fish right now, but not sure what it is.
Again, that would just get them closer. That could put them in a 4-way tie for second, but they would be, it's crazy, they'd be 5th on time, but that would also put them that much closer to that tie-breaking fish if they can do it in the next 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Because all they'd have to do is hook up from now till 9 minutes and 5 seconds from now. If they hook up with another fish, that would be the tiebreaker, if this is a sale.
We've got some incredible surprises out there, thinking it's nothing, and it turns out to be something great.
Well, it seemed like we had a little bit of a down and dirty on the last, one of those last catches, right? We didn't think, oh, surely not. They're doing a little vertical presentation.
Yep, very
and it was
calm,
a sale.
right? Yeah, he's got a lot of heat on this fish. I mean, he's definitely getting after it.
I think it's going to be one of those meat fish, though, don't you?
You'd think they'd have a gaff out if it was.
They're definitely not.
It's definitely going,
frantic.
definitely pinwheeling, a little pinwheel. It could jump. I mean, who knows? Maybe it jumps now. Maybe it's a bonita. Maybe it's a tuna.
They're not frantic at all.
No. Very calm, but the cameraman seems intent on covering this.
Paying it out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's making it easier for us. Because if it is a sale, again, this
you
is
see them looking. This is a good place for a GoPro.
Well,
He's on the leader there, and that was a fun fish.
Sure like to see it.
It looked like it was a blackfin there. I saw a gold stripe there.
We can get word. Somebody will say something verbally, and we can kind of.
I thought it was a blackfin. It looked like it.
So that would only be catch and release in the grease.
You don't cook blackfin in the grease.
Hey, if you want to, you can.
Maybe a largemouth bass.
Come on now. Nobody eats bass.
Okay. I ate bass once.
My in-laws.
Learned my lesson.
I've eaten it much times. You got to do it for the environment.
You see their wells there, probably 50-gallon, 60-gallon wells. The chemtainers usually want 1 bait per gallon. So if you got a 50, 60-gallon well, you're going to put 60 baits in there. You don't want to overcrowd them, otherwise they start choking out, bumping into each other.
But that circular thing we saw in the way, that was an additional bait, right?
Those are their main wells. Those are their main wells, and then they'll have a spare well that is it could be in the deck, could be in the transom. It looks like their transom setup is they also have bait there.
Yeah, the brick's holding the lid down, so I thought that was the spare.
That's their drink holder with their needles on the transom there. And they also have water pouring out of there. So they have 3 wells going. That's pretty standard. Some boats will have 5 wells going. It'll separate everything. We'll have small goggle eyes here for the quick cast. Large ones here, you got to separate the threads from the gogs because the gogs will pump into the threads. And then if you have sardines, they can choke out on the scales coming off the sardines, so you don't want that either. So you got to keep everybody separated. You got to keep them separated.
I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when.
I didn't know it was coming.
Hey.
Yeah. The offspring.
Citizen lines out, just keeps getting shorter and shorter that time. And all these points paying positions, you don't want to look back when you're at that last stop, whether it's the Atlantic or the Gulf, and go, I wish I could have caught 1 more fish to jump up, because you do. Like, look, for instance, the Atlantic Division, that 3-way tie for second. Any of those. I mean, Remix don't want it. Remix is saying, I'm second. Nobody catch another fish, because even if they caught one, they'd have to catch another one to make a difference to trump lights out. It's Outcast, Seabirds. If they catch a fish right now, then Remix would get the bad end of that deal. The same goes for the Texas Lone Stars, 4th in the Gulf Division, along with the Cowboys. The 150 points, those 2 fish they caught earlier in the week. 1 more fish jumps them up into a lone position, not a tie.
Here we are looking at the seabirds up on the bow. You know, there's nothing wrong with spreading it out. You know, putting a couple of flats off the bow, maybe one with a weight, one up on the surface, and then you've got your baits off the back of the boat as well. Maybe some helium, maybe another couple flat lines.
But the thing you'd said, even in your keys to success too, if you find bait and you mark that bait, if you travel around that bait, you stay around it, you hope you see some zoomies.
And if you don't see anything in there, and you got to just go to the next spot. You know, some of these bait balls don't attract it, but I tell you, if you can follow those bait balls around, I mean, that's just like gold. That's like live chumming.
Remix right there as we make a move to the Rhode Island breakers. A little bit of on the move. Right now, trying to get just one more fish, shaking off some stuff there. Every little bit helps, and not only that, but for the confidence as you make your move to Walker's Cave.
South Florida Sails there, back on them. We're kind of scanning back and forth to the different teams, just seeing if there's any exciting activity. You know, giving you the full screen. Going to lights out now. Taking a look around, still kite fishing. You see the wind's picked up a tiny bit. A little breeze there, it allows you to fly that kite with the helium just right.
A little more chop than say the last shot we were looking at. They're not in the same area.
No more lakes. Although, if you look at the breakers, they're in Lake Town, USA, and Florida Sails is. You'll see they're also in lake country.
North Carolina flare.
Little breeze picking up.
Yeah, sitting 6 right now. If they even unless they caught a blue marlin, which they are moving to catch a blue marlin. If they catch a blue, then they win this whole shebang. That's something you really want, and that's honestly what they're putting all their chips in right now, is trying to find a blue before the clock strikes.
Take a look at the South Carolina Outcast. It looks like they've got something on there. Looks like it. There's a little.
If they're reeling, I'm a dealing.
He's being cool, calm, and collected.
Remember that tiebreaker we were talking about. If this is Outcast and they have a sail, that would move them from 3rd to 2nd place. This is what Remix doesn't want to see.
Yeah, be ready to jump.
They'd like to see a jump. I think they just said, love to see him jump. The tip's
out here.
It's scoped up.
Oh, there he is.
There it is. Sailfish. This is what we're talking about.
Dude.
That's live, baby. That's coming from the Starlink right to the studio. You're seeing it live just like we are with 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Never surrender, never give up, man. Keep your worms wiggling.
Yeah, boys. Excuse me. Keep it up. Keep them tight.
JC Clear's going, son of a gun.
His name's Lackey, but he's no Lackey.
Bring it up.
I see the 360 cam behind him. And this gets us fired up.
Yeah, get it. Get it.
A couple of minutes, maybe they get another one. They take this whole thing.
Yeah, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Where's he at?
Danny. There's the underwater shot.
Yeah. We already knew what it was.
Yeah, but I'm saying just for backup.
Yeah.
Hey, deploy. Get ready. Come on, let's go back out there.
They're going out. You hear them.
Yeah. I mean, they're tied right now for the lead. One more fish. They win this thing.
That's a lead change.
They just jumped
That
to
is a lead
450
change.
points. So now the tiebreaker goes to lights out because they caught that 450 first. A minute and a half, Peter. Can they catch one in a minute and a half?
They're in the right spot. Out of any boat we know, they are the only ones with a fish that they just caught. I mean, anything can happen in this last 90 seconds.
So that broke the tie. Now that feeling of if we just get one more, the 75 is added. They are in a tie with lights out. So if they get one,
let's go.
better hurry.
Austin Dillon drives about 240 miles an hour. Imagine what they could do with 60 seconds left.
They know all about speed, getting those lines back out. Quick fist bumping, get it lines out. Let's go. You know what they say about second place? First loser.
One more.
I'll tell you, unless the first place boat isn't in the Calcutta.
Nice job, boys. Nice job. Be ready.
Come on. And just like yesterday, Louisiana Canyon's caught it with less than 5 seconds. The captain has his hand on the radio ready to call it in. They've got 30 seconds to do so.
1 foot on the brake, 1 on the gas. Sammy Hagar. Let's do it.
have a multi-box from all of our teams, but this is the one that can make a difference. Really the only teams that have a chance at the overall, as well as the Atlantic Division, are lights out, and this team, the South Carolina Outcast.
You got the countdown going right now. It's 10 seconds left, ticking away quickly.
There will be a little bit of a delay. Citizen lines out is 0 on our end. There could be a 5 or 10 second buffer.
They called it. It was only about 3 seconds.
And that changes from spot to spot on how things are set up electronically, but they would have verification. Wow, what a finish there for South Carolina Outcast. Points are points, baby. They just made a big move for their chances at the top of the Atlantic at the end of the season.
So we kept trying to predict who was going to win it. Was it going to be Atlantic? Was it going to be Gulf? Guess what? They're tied for first place, but Lights Out has them on time.
Yeah, overall, the Atlantic Division.
Oh, look at that. A mutton off the kite. Man, that's the best eating fish in the world. But that was a nail biter.
Yeah, and Gulf Division's going to go to the Third Coast Renegades unofficially. But again, it's official in our books. They've been solid throughout. Lights Out New England with a tie, but they caught theirs first.
Tied for first, and we got second.
South Carolina Outcast, the last catch of the tournament. Replay brought to you by Karibi.
Oh, there it was.
Keep them tight, keep them tight.
That was the jump. That was the jump.
Keep it up.
Saw that line scoped out
boys.
on the surface.
Keep it up. Keep them tight.
This would be the fish that would move them into second place
I don't know
alone.
if we're clear yet.
130 feet. I think I just saw that go by as on the screen as he walked by.
Up, 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 up. Yeah, get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
We'll remind everybody that we will have a posted show, and we'll get to hear from these teams following.
Yeah, boys! Pop them. Yeah, boys! Heck yeah!
Stuart, like he had his line still in the water. He was looking for that winning fish. You see it?
That's what I've been looking for.
What a move there till the end. Good enough to take second place in the Atlantic. And again, second worth 3,000 points.
Boys!
And silent but deadly, just creeping and creeping and creeping.
And weren't they in the fourth position too? So I mean, I think they jumped up considerably there. Third Coast Renegades picking up right where they left off last year in the Gulf Division after taking the title at Orange Beach last year. That would have been their fourth win of the season out of 6 total tournaments. Right now, they've got a perfect season going.
That's nice work. He was talking about that. He's like, really important to get that first place. Start the season off right, and it just sets the tone for the rest of the season. It's really, really good for them. It's exciting. You know, they put in the work, they put in the time, and it really paid off.
Garrett Frazier, the lead angler for that, the owner of the Magnifico. Drake Sawyer, really, it's his first standalone tournament with Sport Fishing Championship, I believe. We were partnered with Katie a few years ago, so we know that Drake knows how to catch them all around the world, and he's showing that he can get it done outside of Key West.
Yeah, they got Garrett, Drake, Sparky, Dusty, Dylan, Tyler. I'm sure I'm missing somebody there, but...
Brian, another young kid.
There you go. Got some South Florida talent in there with him.
So the Gulf Division with the Third Coast Renegades, the Atlantic Division with Lights Out, and South Carolina Outcast with a tie. But due to the tiebreaker, whoever catches that last fish first, and that was 12-14 today, Lights Out Boston. Rob Carmichael, the captain of that vessel, got to catch that final fish, the one that wins it for him. Not only the Atlantic Division winner, the overall winner here at the Key West Classic, presented by Salty Dogs. Welcome back. The Key West Classic is sponsored by Blue Marlin Jewelers, Billfish Conservation Project, Porosos, and by Exotic Outdoors. We pay points for the Atlantic as well as the Gulf. We had an overall winner, but scored separately. And on the Gulf side, no doubt, Third Coast Renegades, they showed what they had throughout the week, and they pick up right where they left off. Again, this is once again going to be the team to beat, especially looking at event number 1.
It's so good it's a great feeling to win that division, because we know Garrett, they put a lot of effort in getting the boat from here to there and this and that and the cruise and all the different things they did, going 4 for 6 on day 1, sitting in the lead for 2 days, and then they wound up taking the Gulf Division.
Points paid for the Atlantic as well. You see the tie at the top, but due to time, Lights Out broke that tie, and it was really close, first, second, third, and fourth. Again, each one of these places worth a respective points value, so 7 teams in the Atlantic, and nobody did it better than Lights Out Boston. Let's go on board with typically that we're going to see in 2026 the captain of Lights Out Boston, Rob Carmichael, but now we can say that he is the winning angler for Lights Out Boston, Peter, because going from top to bottom, he gets it done either way. Maybe Tucker drives the boat, maybe they get somebody else, but a solid finish.
It's a well-oiled team. We saw it firsthand. I got a chance to fish with them, so watching them work and everything they did, they dug them out. It's free jumpers, it's tailors, it's off the kite, it's doubles. They did catch the only double. That tells you something.
Yeah.
That's like an exponential moment when you catch the 2. I know it sounds silly, it's obvious, but it truly is what takes you to the top of the leaderboard when it's just single after single after single.
And
all the single ladies? No.
All the single
No, they got a double. They got a double.
And doing it with mechanical issues, too. Remember, after they've been traveling around the world, they actually brought that boat to the Zangray Championship playoff, worked their way down to Costa Rica, brought it through the Panama or the canal, back up fishing in Mexico. They did a lot to get here.
They've done a lot. They've put in a lot of time and effort and love and passion into what they do, and the precision and the skillful scalpel-like precision that they instilled in everybody on their team. And then having Ray at the helm for this one, it just worked out perfectly. And I believe that Taylor, that one fish, was a real big one.
So Ray driving the boat this time. We'll see Rob up at the top. And one name we haven't talked about that I wouldn't doubt we would see out of the boat is Tucker, the son. We know he's run a lot of things, but do you take the top mate away from him? I know if Ray's not down there, but do you take the top mate to get him up there a time or two, seeing what Rob did?
Honestly, when I fish with them and I watch them fish, and I think about who likes to do something more than the other, I think Tucker likes to be in the pit. Right. I really do. I think he loves to be a part of everything because he's really good at everything. He could run the boat as well. He's good at that too.
Yeah.
But when he's in the pit, he's super, super quick.
He likes to be down and dirty. All right, looks like we have connectivity now with the Lights Out Boston. Rob Carmichael, we were talking about how we're used to seeing you up top in years past. Ray was doing that, and you got Ray by your side there. Quite a team you got, Rob. And we may have.
Did you scare him again, Robbie?
We froze him.
Okay. There he is.
Hey, Rob, if you can hear me now, quite a team you have there between you and Ray.
Hey, Ray, it's a nice extreme close-up. I love it.
Yeah.
Your skin looks beautiful.
See if he trimmed his nose hairs. Yeah, now you can hear us, I know. Hey, I was talking about a good relationship you have with Ray there.
Caught me on a good day. Should have seen me yesterday. Yeah, Ray's incredible. He's been awesome to fish with. We got to fish all season last year together, and looking forward to this season. Just a legend and a great coach, a great mentor to everybody.
Wow, those are very kind words, and they're very true words. And Ray's got that horseshoe. We used to joke about it, Ray, the golden horseshoe, and you want to keep it. You want to keep it there. You want to keep it where it is. You guys killed him, and you guys are the only boat that caught a double. Did you know that?
No, obviously you knew fishing was slow. Everybody had to grind it out. Sure, every team just, was standing in the sun and just grinding and looking for bites. Everyone's running around trying to fish different spots, and we were excited with the double. That was obviously a game changer.
What went into the decision, and you can even ask Ray that, or you both can talk about it, what went into that decision to have him up top instead of you, which I think we're going to see as the year progresses? Why did you do that this week? Is it because these are his waters?
Yeah, 100%. I guess it was an easy decision. Ray always asked, what can I do to be helpful? And if you're in South Florida going kite fishing to catch sailfish, I think it's an easy answer. You ask Ray to run the boat. That's what we did. That's what he offered to do, and it worked out.
I'm not fired?
No.
Okay.
No.
I got another week in me.
Yeah, there's so.
Yeah, so I went back to engine room detail, trying to fix steering,
So there's still a chance. I'd like to hear from Ray. If we could hear from Ray, I want to ask him about that Taylor. I'd love for him to describe what he saw, how it went down, because that was so interesting to us. And watching, your guys pitch to him and catch him. Can Ray describe how that looked?
Him.
You have to ask him.
Sure. Can you describe that Taylor that you saw?
About gave me a heart attack. It's the one and only Taylor I saw, and kind of came right at the bow. A lot of times when they do that, they sink out and they're gone forever. But that one stayed up, and my boy Kyle threw it right in front of him. Yeah, buddy. Did a little Spider-Man across the back. That kind of really made us feel great after the double, It was really, everyone counts, but, man, we needed those. That really was the shot that we needed to put us up there. And congrats to everybody on the team. And, this whole fleet that we're fishing against, they're all very talented, and it's just a pleasure when you can come out on top. Enjoy the moment. Absolutely. Because it doesn't happen often.
Well, congratulations, guys. It was a team effort. Lights Out Boston taking the first victory of the season, leading the Atlantic Division points. Rob, Tucker, Kyle, Mateo, Jackie, Brian, Ray, Ross, Spencer, and Alex all made it happen. Guys, thanks a lot. Congratulations. We'll see you at Walker's Cay here in a few weeks' time.
Great job, guys. Congrats.
My boy over there, how many did you catch, Alex?
Woo! K-Pap getting a little love there as well. So, Petey, it goes down like that. We've got two winners out of here. We've got leaders in both the Gulf and Atlantic. I thought it was really cool, though, because we've had events going on in the Gulf of Atlantic. It was cool seeing them both together, not in the Zane Grey Championship. It's a little taste what we'll see with only 4 boats at the end of the year and what we call the Super Bowl of sport fishing, the Zane Grey Championship playoff.
I got to tell you, Robbie, this was a very memorable tournament. 46 fish caught. Every single one was dug out. This was like perseverance and never surrender attitude, using everything you know in fishing to try to get these fish, from the free jumpers, from the kite fishing to sight fishing these guys when the flyers are popping up, fishing over the wrecks, going into the shallows. You're using everything that you have at your disposal to try to get this done. And these teams didn't catch a lot, but the ones they caught were super precious. And that made it kind of valuable in a way. Like it's special. When you see 500 fish caught, you lose track. I remember every bite. We remember every single fish that we saw because there was 46 over 3 days. So we could recant on every bite, who did what, where they went, and it was last-minute heroics. We've seen free jumpers and people casting to them. We've seen them on the troll. We've seen them off the kite. We've seen so much teamwork. And when I was thinking, when Robbie was kind of closing it out and he named everybody, I was thinking in my head, this is kind of like an army of people, that it takes an army to win these tournaments. You got to have eyes everywhere, and everybody has to function at 1,000%. And Robbie named them off. I'm like, it really, truly is an army. It's not a one-person deal, never. So it's very important to gel really well. And when you got someone like Ray Rocher at the helm and you've got a crew like this, you're going straight to the top of the leaderboard, and that's exactly what they did. Congratulations to Lights Out, the winners of the tournament and the Atlantic Division.
Bang. There he goes. Hey, Petey. 1.
Boom.
And we are done. Want to send everybody to YouTube next for our Lines Out show. So it is Lines Out for Lights Out, taking the title here. The Gulf Coast crew also taking Third Coast Renegades. We got a wrap for the Key West Classic presented by Salty Dogs. Be sure to join us later on as we move towards that Zane Grey Championship playoff. Make sure you join us there. More championship coverage Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What an event. 2 winners. And we're just getting started in this 2026 season.